She's one of those tricky chicks. You know what she is?
What?
She's a one-woman painting place.
Oh, you make her sound like a real femme fatale.
Yeah.
What does she look like?
Oh, nothing special. She's about the same age as me when I was younger. She's attractive, but not beautiful. Her figure's okay, but not wow, you know.
Well, so what are you worried about? She's just a girl.
I know, but she's so good at it.
But, honey, Mr. Mooney's not going to be taken in by someone like that. He's a respectable married man.
He's also at the dangerous age.
He's past the dangerous age.
That's worse. Men go from dangerous to desperate.
Lizzie, I tell you, you're just letting your imagination run wild now. Why don't you go up to Lake Arrowhead and stop worrying about your job?
Look, I'm not just worrying about my job. I don't want to see Mr. Mooney led astray by some designing woman.
Is there anything you can do about it?
Well, I can stay around where I can keep an eye on them and see they don't get too cozy.
Lucy, you're supposed to be on a vacation. You can't be seen hanging around the bank.
Well, now they don't have to know it's me that's hanging around the bank.
Lucy, no, not another one of your kooky capers.
Well, all I know is I just got to protect poor Mr. Mooney from that menace.
New paragraph. Confidentially, I think my approach to landing the Winkler account is far superior to Mr. Cheever's old-fashioned fuddy-duddy way. By the way, where did these flowers come from?
Oh, I brought them. I thought they'd make your office just a little more cheerful.
Our office?
Oh, Mr. Mooney.
Oh, they smell lovely.
I was hoping their fragrance would help overcome the aroma of Mrs. Carmichael's perfume that seems to linger on.
Oh, how? Is that her perfume? I thought that was insecticide.
Good morning, Mr. Mooney's office. Oh, the interior decorator is here.
Good.
Send the decorator in, please. I just know you're going to love all the ideas I have for your office.
Our office, remember?
Ciao. Mad interior.
She has a mad exterior, too, if you ask me.
Won't you come in?
Thank you.
I'm Mr. Mooney's secretary.
Oh, you must be that lovely Mrs. Carmichael I spoke to on the phone.
No, Mrs. Carmichael is on vacation. I'm taking her place.
Mr. Mooney, Mrs. Carmichael sure thinks the world of you. Yeah, she says you were so kind and considerate and so loyal. And oh, by the way, how's Mrs. Mooney?
Fine.
I'm glad to hear that.
Would you mind if we got on with the decorating?
Why not?
Over here, I thought we should have some very bold masculine drapes. A pattern that would reflect Mr. Mooney's personality. Maybe something in an animal motif.
How about something with a stripe down its back?
Stripes. Stripes are very in this season.
Yes, they're way in. Yes.
And over there...
Where?
There, we thought that we should have a very important painting.
Like what?
Something that art lovers can communicate with.
No. Well, if it's communication you want, how about a Salvador Dali? Then when anyone comes through the door, they can say, "Hello, Dali." That's communication.
Yes, Well, we'll think about that.
Yeah.
Now, over here, I would suggest that we put a nice, cozy little bar.
A bar?
Oh, yes, Mr. Mooney. Nowadays, more deals are made over a bar than over a desk.
True.
I'd like the bar to be made out of something unusual.
Like what?
Well, now, what do you have in distressed wood?
Well, we have some walnut that looks a little worried. Or maybe you prefer melancholy mahogany. Or if you want something really distressed, we have some pecky cypress that's on the verge of suicide.
I know what I'd like.
What?
Maple.
Oh, maple, good. With a beautiful blonde finish to go with your hair.
Oh, aren't you sweet?
And maybe a black base to go with the root.
Well, if you ladies have settled your decorating problems, we have to get back to work.
Oh, well, don't let me interrupt. You two just go ahead like I wasn't even here. I'll just take a few measurements.
Oh, fine. Now, let's get on with our correspondence. Would you read me the last paragraph of that memo I dictated?
Yes, sir. Confidentially, Mr. Kavanaugh, I think my approach to landing the Winkler account is superior to Mr. Cheever's old-fashioned fuddy-duddy way.
Fine. Now, that memo goes to Mr. Kavanaugh, and be sure that this one goes to Mr. Cheever. And don't get them mixed up, because if you do, I am in terrible trouble.
Oh, I'll be very careful, Mr. Mooney. Perhaps Mrs. Carmichael could make that mistake, but I never could.
One more thing. Are you interested in lunch, Miss Field?
With you? Yes. Thank you.
Perhaps Mrs. Carmichael could make that mistake, but I never could.
Gentlemen, the stock that you mentioned will be acceptable as collateral for the loan that you are requesting. However, if the loan will not